hold on, do not scroll. Are you somebody that has issues looking forward, but you keep looking back? If you are, or if you know somebody, Jesus Christ has a message for you. If we look at Luke chapter 9 and verse 62, it says, no one who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom of heaven. How many of us know people who are always reminiscing, always looking back? And maybe this person is you that's looking back. It can be a season, it can be a place, it can be a situation in your life. And if we be honest with ourselves, we all suffer. We all suffer from looking back syndrome. I know me personally, I've dealt with it a lot. I've had seasons of reminiscing, but not on good things, or not just good things, I should say. Some of those things were bad, that were hindering my forward progress. And I'm not talking about referring or reflecting on memories of learning from past experiences. I'm not talking about those, right? I'm talking about a desire to go back to a time where you were not in a healthy relationship, or you were involved in things that you know God wasn't a part of, but yet you stayed because you felt an obligation. You felt like it was best for you. And truth be told, it was tearing you apart. Now, this is what we really have to understand is that I'm not desiring to return to a way, right, in life where I believed was best for me. I needed to get to a place, right, that God needed me to be in order to glorify Him. And so when we do this, we align ourselves with His will. But let me just show you what happens when you continue to look back and not forward, right? Because if you continue to do that, it causes you to grumble and complain in a way that makes you feel and look ungrateful. Let me prove it to you. If you look at Exodus chapter 16, 2-3, the children of Israel, perfect example, grumbled and complained. And if we look at the scriptures, you will see that their behavior and attitudes led them to do what? Circle dry desert grounds, right? In what should have been a new and exciting way of life, right? And I mean, all of the children of Israel, right? They complained against Moses and Aaron while they was in this wilderness. And the children of Israel said to them, oh, that we have died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat and when we ate bread to the full. They reminiscing on what was, not what was gonna be. For you have brought us into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Totally not even paying attention to what's about to happen. Meaning that, watch this, they were comfortable expressing a preference for their former, albeit difficult, right, life in Egypt, or at least they had enough to eat. See, you got to stop focusing on what it was and focus on what it's gonna be. They just escaped slavery in Egypt, right? And now they are in a harsh wilderness For us, it would be an uncomfortable season in life, right? Now, they want to return back to a place where they were comfortable, where at least they had food, they had water, meaning that they had already forgotten that God miraculously delivered them from slavery while they was in Egypt. They were so far gone, y'all, that in their minds, they started believing oppression and slavery. Really? 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 Wasn't that bad. But the Israelites had already forgotten the goodness of God. Already forgotten about it. And how many of us today, right now, under the sound of my voice, how many of us are living in that same state right now of, God, what have you not, or what have you done for me lately? Syndrome. How many of us? How many of us? How many of us? Not even realizing that God, just like he delivered them, he will deliver you and I. He will. Not paying attention, not realizing what is coming is better than what is gone. Come on, somebody. Delivered, but still have a slave mentality. Liberated, but still got a slave mentality. Not oppressed anymore, but they still got a slave mentality. Can't move forward because they still looking back. You see, when you're looking back, it only causes us to feed on the flesh, which causes us to distrust God's ability to provide for our future. And do y'all remember what happened with Lot's wife? She had one job. One job. When they were told to leave a place that was full of wickedness and perversion, it was on the verge of being destroyed by God. She had one job. One job. And if you remember, they were being led out of the city. And Lot and his wife were given very specific instructions. One job. She had one job. One. And as they were being led out of the city, the angels instructed Lot and his whole family to flee for your life. What did he say? Do not look behind you. Don't look behind you, nor stop anywhere. Anywhere on the plain. Flee to the hills, or you're going to be swept away. Genesis 19 and 17. Aren't you glad that God always got a plan? Always got a plan when something is bad about to happen.